Hello everybody, and welcome back to Learn to Draw. This is our last character in our SpongeBob series. Save the best for last, so we'll just jump right into it. The reference photo here, her head is a little too small, but don't you worry, we're gonna fix it in our new drawing, so just kind of keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get started. Just remember to kind of pause when you need breaks. Okay, so as always, we're going to start with a reference shape. So we're going to start off with a very long rectangle for Sandy's torso. Make it a little wider. Alright, so we should have something that looks like that. And then to get started on the little thing that she's wearing, we're going to start off with a circle. So right above that square, or that rectangle, we're going to throw on a little sphere. And you want the sphere to kind of match up with the edges a little bit. It's totally fine if you make it a little bigger. And so you should have something that looks like this so far. And then we're gonna attach kind of a sideways circle. Oh, an oval. So a really flat oval kind of right here, and we're gonna go over this a little darker, but this is just to kind of give us some dimension. All right, and then we're gonna add kind of a curve at the bottom of our rectangle. That's just to get kind of the shape. All right, and that's pretty much it for the layout of the body. Now we can go on to the feet. So very similar to how we've been doing with these SpongeBob characters, we're going to start off with 2 little lines for each leg. And then I'm going to go over how to do one shoe, and then they're pretty much the exact same thing, just mirrored. So I'm going to start off with a line connecting the 2 leg lines, going slightly over on each end. And then bringing that line down, slightly curved at the corner, but just straight down, nothing fancy there. Same thing on the other side, except we're going to stop about halfway. And then, starting about halfway into the shoe, we're going to bring a line out, almost like an upside down T here, and then drag it down again, matching up with that other line on the left. Then, since the shoe's kind of facing us, we're just going to add a little hook line kind of right here. So this is kind of like the front of the boot. And I'm just dragging that down a little farther. We're going to make this kind of front here. So I'm just going to drag a line straight under there, round it out. Again, very similar to how we've been doing with these character shoes. and then same thing, just kind of connect a line to the very back. And I'm going to extend that down a little farther as well. Really, the bigger the better with Sandy's space boots. Space boots. She's dressed like an astronaut, but she's underwater. And then finally she has this little like logo here on the side. And that's it for the shoes. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So extending a line straight across, bringing it down. And those are her shoes. Now we can start adding some details. So I'm going to start off with the arms. I'll start off with this left arm here. So where the arm is coming off of the body, I'm going to add a slight semicircle. A little more rounded. And then I'm just going to kind of extend it going out. Her arm's going to be slightly curved, nothing too crazy. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to mimic this original semicircle there. And that's going to signal that her glove is starting. And if you want, you can go through now and just add similar curves all the way down. And then for the glove, I'm going to start off with a circle, very similar to all these characters, and then a little thumb attached there. And Sandy's hands are very curved, so I'm just going to start off with a little U shape branching off of her jacket there, and then pretty much just following the shape of our thumb that we drew. Bringing it back in, little curve. And then just kind of curving out the rest of it like a mitten. And she's got like a little indent here in her palm. You can add that on there. And then now for her second arm, we're going to go through and just add a big backwards letter C. Okay, and a little tiny C, so she's got like teapot arms. And I'm going to go through, add those similar C-shaped lines all the way down her arm. Kind of angling them like a candy cane, so it looks like she's folding her arm. Then for the hand, I'm going to add a big letter U, big curve shape there. And on this last line here, add like the same thing, but going down. Then another one going in, just to show that that hand is kind of bent behind. That's it for the arms. Now we're gonna go through and add some detail here on the kind of like helmet part. So I'm just gonna trace that oval shape there that we added and add a thin line right under it, just following it. So we're just mirroring that line. And then we're gonna add the zipper. So we're just gonna add kind of a half circle right in the front there. Throw a triangle underneath it and some squiggly lines. Then for her little logo, it's just a little square. And for the tops and bottom of the square, you're going to want to follow this angle of the helmet, the bottom of the helmet, little oval we added. And then you can just kind of throw in a little acorn there. Or anything you want. And then that's pretty much it for her outfit. Now we can go on to her head. So like I said, a little too small there. We want to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to start off by just throwing in a circle there. Get the right size. Honestly, I didn't even put it in the right spot. So it should be a little bit lower than that. About there. And then I'm going to connect this little circle here with some lines, and that's going to be her neck. So I'm connecting the circle there to the original kind of thing. And then, so she's got kind of like a two-tone face, as most animated animals do. So I'm just going to add kind of a big oval there. Just kind of signaling that. That's like the halfway point. Then this here will be kind of the rest of it. So I'm just kind of partitioning that off with the top of a bread loaf, almost. Alright, and then on this bread loaf, I'm gonna throw on some ears. So they're just kind of loops. On each side. Then, right at this halfway point, I'm going to throw on a little nose, and that's just an upside down triangle. Then I'm going to throw on her eyes, and those are just circles. She's got little eyelashes too. And then for her like mouth region, I'm just gonna kind of trace that original oval and just kind of curve it a little bit back in. No, that's a little too high, honestly. Make it a little farther down. I'm just gonna redo the face pushes and everything down a little bit more. But same steps, I'm just fixing the proportions a bit. Alright, and then for her smile, we're going to throw on those little smile lines. And big smile underneath. Throw on her little teeth there. It's just a square and a line through it. And then another big swooping smile right underneath. And just got a little tongue in there. Okay, so I need to make her eyes a little bigger. It's so hard to make these characters not look like absolutely insane. Alright, that seems like proper placement. I'm just going to move her teeth a little bit more in the center. Okay, so I'm going to go through and trace it with pen, and then I will show you guys the final product.